Hello fellow engineers, and this is a tutorial of how to actually get around the problems with actually moving a part on screen after you've actually created that part in FreeCAD. Now, when I say about moving a part, we can't actually move the part in the part design. We have to go over to the actual draft workbench and do it from there. That actually supplies a move tool that you can actually move this along the X, Y or Z axis. So the reason why we want to move the part is actually to create the position of these items in space, so we can have a look, see what our part looks like, and we can add animation or actually get an idea of what we're actually designing. So let me just flip this over a second and I'll show you what I mean. So what I want to do is move this part here and move it up so it's above this lock wheel and the pin wheel here. If you're wondering about this project that I'm looking at the moment, this is an upcoming tutorial for the Geneva wheel, so stay tuned for that. That's coming in a few weeks time depending on when this video is released. So what I want to do is move this along the Z axis so it is above these two wheels and actually sitting on top of this wheel here. So let me show you what normally happens. So if I jump, let's just move this slightly so you can see front, top, come on top, where's the top gone? Come on, no you want, there it is, there's the top, right. Okay, so if we go over to the draft workbench here and I want to move this part here. So this part is made up of a body and a pad. So this is pad of the sketch. So if I double click on this sketch to show you what it is. So all the sketch is just this part here. I won't get rid of this. So you can see it's geometry here, a bit of complex geometry that's being put together. Let's close that sketcher. So we're in a draft workbench at the moment. So we've got a nice little move tool here. So if I click on the move tool and I click on the part I want to move, and now I should be able to move this now. I have to click again. Nope, let me just try that again. So click, and you can see there we're starting to move our object now. Now, one thing to remember is that you can actually type in the corners where you want this to move to, but don't go and move your mouse over here to go and type in these corners because these are already selected here. Just use your tab to move on your keyboard to move up and down, or just nudge the mouse a bit to get back to the x-axis, and then we can actually move those. There's also, you can actually restrict the axes. So if you hit X on your keyboard, this will restrict the placement along the x-axis. Select Y, obviously along the y-axis. Z along the z-axis. I want Z, so I've selected Z on the keyboard. It's moved up, down. So I want to place this around about here. But as you can see, it moved back to its original position. So let me show you that again. So selected the tool, the move tool, and I selected the object that I want to move. Press Z, and I'll move up here, and it just goes back. Now, why is this? Why is this? People have been complaining about this before on the forums. Well, asking about it. Reason why. Can't get on with the move tool, and the answer is quite simple. It's not a compound object. This has been, if you look over here, we've just had this from a sketch and we've padded it, but we haven't yet made this compound object, and you can't move these things in the draft workbench without making them a compound object first. So how do we make it a compound object? Well, let me just bring up the top again. Well, it's quite simple. So jump into the part workbench, not the part design. Jump into the part workbench and click on your object that you want to make. So the Geneva wall is selected here. Go up to part, go down to compound, and go over to make compound object. So remember, this is in the part workbench. So this is being made a compound object now. So we can come out of the part workbench and go to the draft workbench. And now we want our front view again. Top, front, there we go. And click the move. I can click the object that I want to move, hit Z, and click the object again, and I'm going to move this into position. So I want this to be about here. And as you can see, that's just moved now. So we're able to move this. We can scale, etc., etc. So you got scale, offset, blah 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 over here. Rotate as well. So we'll go rotate. Rotate. So we can rotate this. There we go. So rotating there. Shame I didn't pick the center, but there you go. So you can rotate it there. That's Control Z that. So now that's a compound object. We can actually move that. So these others all need to make compound objects as well. And remember, that's just going into the jumping over to the part, not part design. Selecting the object, I've got a number of bodies here, and each of those are separate objects, but obviously this will work with just one body sketch. And jump into the part workbench, select your object, make sure it's selected over here. So I've selected the lock wheel. Yeah, I selected the lock wheel. Go to part and then go to compound and make compound. And now you'll be able to move this part in the draft workbench without any problems. So click on the move, and we can now try that again. Click on the move, and now we can move this wherever we want. Okay, so one thing to remember is that our move tools and scale tools, etc., etc., are in the draft bench. So we can actually move these in the part design and the actual part workbench itself. So we've got move tools there and rotate tools, and that is accessible via, say, the part design. And if you're trying to find a tool on here, then you're going to be out of luck. All you have to do is just double click on the object you want to move, and you'll get this helper here. So this helper, what this helper does is allows you to move in the directions of the arrows and rotate in the direction of this arc. You'll see two others here which I would leave alone because they tend to not have any movement allowed. They seem to be locked in position there. It's only these that you want to use, and these arrows. And to move in other views, to move, say, this needs to be moved along the z-axis. All I need to do is actually move to a view that the z-axis is available from, and I can actually now rotate along here, and also up and down as well. So this is available also from the part workbench as well. So we can actually move that in place. Let's undo that. So we're back to how it was before. And have a look at the, don't rear on this one. Have a look at the rotate. So there you go, you can see it's rotating. I'll just put this off our axis so you can actually see how the actual object is rotating there, and obviously the movement along the individual axes. And this one here, because I've now made that one available because I've placed it off at a skew on the rotation, I can actually use that axis as well. You can see it going through the object or being placed on top. So just to remember that those tools aren't just available from the draft workbench, they're actually available on the part and the part design workbench as well, but you have to double click on these and there is no tool item there. Okay, so hope that helps. Please look out for this tutorial about making this Geneva wheel. This is an upcoming tutorial that shouldn't be too long, in the next month or so, because I've got a number of videos scheduled up, so those are coming in first, and we'll be able to actually create this Geneva wheel in that project, and we can actually start doing some projects with mechanical movement. Okay, hope that helps, guys. Thanks a lot for watching, and see you soon.